Upon entering his room, she met with the silence. She took hesitant steps towards the bed while looking around nervously. She sat on the couch, leaned back and closed her eyes, but opened them again upon hearing the bathroom door unlock. She looked in his direction and was taken aback upon witnessing the view. He was shirtless, which left her breathless. He was looking dangerously appealing with his sharp-cut collarbone, broad shoulders, tattooed arm, well-built muscle, and 6 perfect packs on display. Wine eyes traveled up and down his body as she gulped, while trying to study his every single detail. And to add salt to the injury, he was fresh out of shower. "Aren't you enjoying this view more than you should?" He smirked mischievously and raised his brow at her. She broke out of her trance and looked directly in his eyes, while thinking to say something back to cover up her embarrassing situation. "Are you trying to seduce me?" Narrows her eyes to show suspicion. "Is it working?" He smirks as he throws the towel he was using to rub his hair on the chair and get into the bed, never taking his gaze away from her. "It's disgusting," stared at him. "Why are your eyes saying the opposite then?" Wiggled his brows, teasing her more. Her face became crimson from fury, and she huffed in rage before saying, "You know nothing." Jungkook chuckled loudly while Wine gave him a last glare before laying on the couch and make her back face him. "What are you doing?" Frowns. "Dance," annoyingly responded without facing him. "Don't tell me you're planning to sleep on this couch. I don't have enough stamina to deal with this cliché stupid stuff." Rolls his eyes and sighs. "I know you don't have much stamina. It's good to embrace your flaws, but you don't need to announce them like that. Have some dignity." Smirks evilly. His jaw hung low upon hearing her challenging his masculinity. He nodded his head in acceptance of the challenge and stood up from the bed. A piercing shriek left her mouth as she felt herself in him. He lifted her in his arms, and keep in mind that he was still shirtless. She shouted at him while wiggling in his embrace and hitting his bare chest with a delicate fist. "You're touching me inappropriately," said with a straight face as he walked towards the bed. Stops hitting him immediately. "How dare you?" At this point she was breathing out fire due to anger. "You don't have any idea how daring I am. And believe me, darling, you do not want to know." He put her down on the bed, leaned in and tugged her hair strand behind her ear. She was ready to push him back but stopped her hands midway, remembering his previous remarks about her touching him inappropriately. He laughed as he realized why she had stopped, and leaned back, standing straight. He was about to climb on the bed but halted when he noticed her getting up to go to the couch again. "Now you are trying to get a free ride again and again," smiled cockily. She sat back down on the bed and scowled at him. He shook his head at her silliness and at himself for loving her tantrums. He walked over to his side of the bed and lay down, respecting the distance between them. After some moments, she also thought to let her guards down for the sake of rest. She laid down and covered herself with a duvet. Jungkook again smirked mischievously after getting an idea to tease her and get her attention, which he was deprived of from the past few days. Faces her. "Love?" Opens her eyes and glared at him without responding. "You forgot to seal the contract that day." Frowns. "Huh?" Jungkook points towards his lips and smirks at her. She became annoyed and threw a pillow at him in the fit of anger, while he giggled like a naughty kid who had successfully pulled his favorite prank. She turned her back on him, showing him anger, but as soon as she turned her head, she couldn't help but break out a smile at his childish yet cute tactics. Next morning at the breakfast table. So Dad casually started the conversation. Yes, looks at him. When I was younger, you were never available. What happened now? Why are you giving me this much time? Are you okay? Seriously questioned Mr. June with cold expressions. I'll bring the juice. To avoid more embarrassment, she excused herself from the breakfast table, trying to make up for the old times, gave Jungkook a tight smile. Sorry, you're late. Started eating as if nothing happened. Sighs. Leave that. Tell me about your married life. How did a mafia like you end up with the daughter of a police officer? Did you threaten her to pretend so that you can get away from my offer to get you married? Mark! He interrupted his father's sentence in the middle and called Mark in a loud voice, causing Ryan to rush out of the kitchen. Mark also appeared on the scene within seconds and bowed. Show Mr. June the papers. Mark bowed and practically ran towards Jungkook's office to bring the papers. Ryan kept standing at her place, wondering what this man is up to now. Mark approached Mr. June and extended a file, which Mr. June held with confusion. Your marriage documents? Why are you showing this to me? Controlled his anger upon seeing the papers. So you can finally believe that I already belong to Wine. And stop taking your friend's daughter name in front of me. Coldly stared at Mr. June. There was silence for a long time, until Jungkook stood up from his chair, wiping his mouth with a handkerchief. He walked towards astonished Vine and hugged her. She just kept standing awkwardly. He broke the hug but never left her waist. She gave him a nervous look, knowing that he is an unpredictable man who can do unpredictable things without hesitation. I'm going to the office, love. Don't miss me too much, said while smiling sweetly and caressing her red cheeks. She realized that he was doing this to show his father, so she kept quiet and nodded while trying to control her shivers and jumping heart. Her eyes widened as he pecked her cheek and walked away, followed by Mark. Mr. June was watching them silently, so she tried to act normal. Soon Mr. June stood up and spoke. I'll get going. Saying this coldly, he left without waiting for her response. Jeons are a different species, I must say. Placed her hand on her cheek where Jungkook pecked and shook her head side to side. Few days later, Vine's POV. I was marking circles on newspapers wherever I spotted any job advertisement within Seoul that also matched my degree level. Recently, I contacted my university and requested a reissue of my degree, as my old ones are at Dad's place. I received my degree from the university today, and from now on, I'll try to get myself a decent job. Jungkook is out on a mission and won't be back for a few days, so now I have a good chance to prove that I don't need his permission or wealth. Thinking about Jungkook, he's a great man who occasionally makes wrong moves, but that does not change the fact that he is my savior. He is a dangerous but disciplined man. Why the heck I am thinking about him again? Get the F out of my mind, Jeon freaking Jungkook. I looked at the clock and decided to get ready to go and personally drop my CV at companies. I took shower and got ready. I am not bringing guards with me. What if they reject me after looking at the guards? What should I do? After much thought, she comes up with an idea that she was not so sure about. She moved towards the gate and as expected, a guard came towards her, bowed and asked her. Where do you want to go, ma'am? Looking down in respect. Evening walk around the lake. I would like some quiet and peace without guards. Do not follow me there. Try to order confidently. But ma'am, master has not allowed us to leave you alone. I'm just going towards the lakeside, which is near the mansion, and that area is under Jungkook, so I think there will be no danger. If I don't return in 2 to 3 hours, then you can go there to find me. And I'm taking my phone with me so I can get in contact with you. After a whole speech of persuading, he finally nodded skeptically and opened the gate for me. I stepped out of the mansion and began heading towards the lake. After reaching the lake, I did not stop walking and went towards the roadside to get out of this area. I managed to get into a taxi, but I'll only be able to go to a few places as I am short on money. Jungkook gave me his black card, but I don't want to use his money. I went to several companies to drop off my resume, and amidst all of this, I lost track of time. Soon the sun went down along with the money I had and my mobile charging. Now there is no option except walking. I hope the guards won't inform him. On the other side, Jungkook was about to board his private jet to leave Seoul, as his mission was in another country. His phone rang, causing him to frown, as his mansion's main guard called him. I told him not to disturb me. What if it's about wine? Tension grew and took over his heart and mind, so he immediately lifted up the call. Master, ma'am is nowhere to be found. Where did she go? He lost his temper as soon as he heard him. Master, she went to the lake for an evening walk and stated that she wanted to be alone. It's been 4 hours and she is not in that area. Shivered and stuttered badly. I'll deal with you all later, spoke while gritting his teeth. He hung up the phone and directed his men to seize the entire city. He also alerted his security in other cities across the Korea. Jimin, take care of the mission, I need to go. Spoke while clenching his jaws and controlling his anger somehow. Placed his hand on Jungkook's shoulder. I will handle everything, but listen to me. Don't do anything that you will regret later. Jungkook mindlessly nodded his head and dashed toward his car, eager to reach Wine as soon as possible. Wine's POV. Either this road will end or I. Today, one of us will survive, and right now, this freaking road does not seem to end. I'm so worn out that the darkness around me is not scaring me a bit. I just want to sleep. I closed my eyes and covered them with my hand as there was a car coming from the opposite side with headlights pointing at me. That car stopped right in front of me and my senses got alert. I immediately turned around to get away, but a strong grip pulled me by my arm and I crashed into that person's hard chest. I looked up with a terrified gaze and was about to pass out after looking at his face. Jungkook grabbed her by the waist harshly and pulled her more into him. She gasped loudly and tried to push him away, making him more enraged. He was relieved after seeing her all right, but now he was angry at her for making him worry this much, which nearly ended him. She kept trying to push him off without uttering a word and avoiding eye contact with him, while he was glaring at her continuously. He grabbed her wrist, pinned her to the car, and leaned in. Who gave you the permission to roam this late? He questioned in a dangerously calm tone, making him look like a maniac to Wine. This was her first time encountering his disorder, which left her wondering where her mischievous Jungkook had gone. Was he even real or just her hallucination? No wonder he is a Mafia. The calmness in his tone but madness in his eyes made her shiver in terror. I have asked you something. His grip on her wrist tightened. I don't need your permission. Avoided eye contact. You do need my permission. Dominant tone. Who are you to me? Tried to act brave. That's it. Jungkook lost his control and let his anger take over. He left her wrist and grabbed her waist with one hand and pulled her towards him by placing his hand behind her neck. Her eyes widened and she froze in her place when she felt his lips on hers. He didn't move, yet his action was enough to bring her to tears. As soon as his tears brushed his cheek, he pulled back with the speed of light and cursed himself. Vine glared at him with her teary red eyes, and a loud noise echoed across the empty dark road. She slapped him hard on his cheek. He just placed his hand on his cheek and stood still, not daring to look into her eyes. "You dirty man," crying while breathing heavily. "You are here to save me from danger, yet the biggest danger to me is you," sobs heavily. He bit his lower lip in shame and attempted to take her in his embrace while apologizing repeatedly. She started hitting him on his chest, and he let her hit him as much as she wanted. When he saw her stopping, he hesitantly held her arms and embraced her tightly. And this time a tear of guilt and regret escaped his eye. Today marks the day when a ruthless mafia Jungkook cried for the first time for a girl.